What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And I have some great news, and you might have to guess what it is because, yes, we are pregnant, but that's not the news. The news is that I finally graduated from nutrition and dietetics from my university study, which is unbelievable. So right now, I'm 27 years old. I always have to think about that. 27, that sounds older than I remember myself to be, but that's the truth. And that's because I've been a student ever since I was 17. So this would have been the 10th year that I would be doing university. And that's a long time. And that's because I made decisions early on that I didn't want to finish something that I did not have passion for. I started my studies with chemical technology. That wasn't something I was interested in anymore. And then I did communication and multimedia design. I did that for 3 years. It was kind of interesting. Because I learned Photoshop, I learned how to edit all these videos, for example. I learned quite a bit there, how to market yourself, which helped me quite a lot with this channel. But in the end, it wasn't my ultimate passion, because in the last year, you would need to do an internship somewhere, and I couldn't find a company that was interesting enough for me. And when that's the case, this is what I would have to do later, and that's really not what I want. So then I decided, and that's at the same point when I started bodybuilding as well, and I saw how nutrition changed my whole life and my physique and was able to win me bodybuilding shows, that I was going to do a different study. And the closest thing that came to my interests regarding nutrition at the moment was nutrition and dietetics. And normally it takes 4 years to complete. The first 3 years were very easy, very quick. Every test was very easy to me because I had a lot of knowledge regarding nutrition regardless because of my research to it, and everything just went really smoothly. After at the 4th year, that's where you need to do your thesis, you need to do your internship and some other assignments, which are way more difficult compared to the first 3 years. Now, still, this wasn't a problem, but this is when I became a professional bodybuilder. So an IFBB Pro in Classic Physique, which was 2018. And what happened then was I had to make a choice. And at the same time, Vintage Genetics, my clothing company, for example, and the YouTube channel was going really well. And I was very busy with my company as well, making workout nutrition plans, coaching, prepping for shows. So I had different priorities that I had to choose from. Where am I going to put all the effort in? Because you can't disperse yourself over all of them because then you're not doing anything correctly. So the Olympia in 2018 was coming up because I was qualified, and I decided to really go for my bodybuilding career first because I was like, well, this is maybe a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do the Mr. Olympia, guys, the best, highest competition in the world. So I decided to put all my time in there, so school kind of took a back seat. And in hindsight, it took a backseat for way too long because, yes, I do have a company. Yes, I do have quite a successful bodybuilding career at the moment with 2 pro wins and winning my pro card at the first try, having competed in the Olympia and qualified for the Olympia again, which is going to be this December, and it's only going to be better. But regardless of that, even though I had success on several fronts, in the back of my mind, I was still like, I still have unfinished business. I invested years of my life into an education that I still haven't finished. Years of effort, money, time, sacrifice that I put into it, and I didn't finish it yet. That was in the back of my mind the whole time, through every prep, through every coaching session, through every training session, every single day, it was inside of my head that I still had to finish something that was unfinished. That's unlike me, because I never start something that I don't finish. So in hindsight, when I look back, it took a lot of effort, a lot of energy out of me from the stuff I was doing at the time, because I knew that I didn't finish what I needed to, and that's simply not in my nature. So it was a struggle, an internal struggle I've had for a long time, which is why I'm so very happy right now that I can officially call myself a registered dietitian at the moment, because I still have to officially get my diploma, but I finished the education. The study is complete, so I don't have to do anything anymore. Probably in September or October, I'll officially receive my diploma on paper, but digitally it should already be there that I am done with the whole study. So I am a dietitian right now, and this relieves me of so much stress, so much sacrifice I've had to make to accomplish this goal, that I now really realize that I should have finished this a long time ago. Yes, at the moment when you are having to decide what priority you're going for, it's always a very difficult thing. But then you really have to think about what is more important to me and what is the smartest thing in the long run. Because now I realize if something has been nagging you for such a long time, for years, it's in the back of your head, regardless if you prioritize something else, you won't be able to commit to that 100% without that being in the back of your head. That's just frustrating. It was annoying, and now I finished it. So trust me, guys, if you are in a similar situation, when you really want to finish your education, when you really want to finish your study, you're doing university, and the first few years went great, and now you still have to go through 1 or 2 years, and it's going a bit more slow because you're focused on other things as well. Trust me, when you finish the education, when you finish your university study or whatever you're doing, it'll be so much smoother, whatever you're going to do afterwards, that it is worth the sacrifice of not prioritizing the things at that time, except for the study, for example, because when you finish it, you can still focus on everything you wanted to focus on for real. And now that's finished, it's out of the way, you can use it. It's always going to be a backup when, for example, bodybuilding isn't going to work out. For example, I am now always going to be a dietitian capable of, helping people with their nutrition, with their behavior, with even a lot of ailments, helping them improve their life. And that's something I can always do, which is what I'm interested in as well. But now I'm combining it with bodybuilding and knowing that nothing is holding me back in the back of my head. The stress it releases from the body is just amazing. It's just an amazing feeling to, just to feel free. And that's just why I wanted to make this video. I normally don't make videos like this, but I do think it's important to get this message out there. Because I've lived it. I've lived it for many years. Now, for some people, maybe for most people, this seems like insignificant, or they've already finished it for a long time. But I'm sure there's something in your life that is still unfinished, that you simply need to accomplish. And deep inside that if you do accomplish it, even though it's going to be a lot of effort, you have to put a lot of time in it, you have to sacrifice other things for it, that when you finish it, you will feel 10 times better, 10 times greater, and then you will be free to do whatever you want. And that is what life is about, guys. Because now I can really fulfill my passion, bodybuilding, being the best I can be, showing everything, what I do to you guys, helping you in the best way possible, devoting more time to coaching, work on nutrition plans, and now officially being a dietitian with, a literature background, because maybe you guys have seen my videos from many months ago, where I actually showed you part of my thesis that I did, correlation between the fat-free mass index and the resting metabolic rate. Everybody knows the more muscle you have, the more energy calories you burn in rest, but guess what? It never really was proven. It never really was studied that well, so I decided to do it myself. Accurately, I mean. So with an indirect calorimetry, you put a mask on here, you breathe in oxygen, you breathe out CO2, and with calculations you can actually see exactly how many calories someone is burning in rest. So I correlated the amount of muscle mass to how many calories they burn in rest and did the math, and it seemed like yes, you do burn a lot more calories in rest. And I also compared it to a lot of resting metabolic rate formulas that are in literature available already to see which one is most accurate, and it was actually the formula by Cunningham, which is more accurate than the rest. So if you ever use Harris and Benedict or formulas like that to calculate your resting metabolic rate when you have quite substantial muscle mass, you won't really be close to the truth. You might be better off using either Cunningham or using Cunningham and then adding a bit extra on top, because it still wouldn't be sufficient to actually accurately predict your muscle mass. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just want to say I learned a whole lot during this time, not only theoretically wise, but also about myself. It still has to sink in because it's only been a couple of days. Let me look at the date right now. It's the 30th at the moment. And this Wednesday, I believe, or Tuesday, I actually officially got I had my last test, which was for my internship and another assignment. And it was, I passed. So then I actually graduated. But a lot of effort went into it and a lot of great things came out of it. So I just took my pre-workout. I'm going to train some back, and it's going to be stress-free. And if you want to be the same, whatever is on your mind right now, whatever is in the back of your head that you know that needs to be done, needs to be finished, needs to be accomplished, just set out your goal to accomplish it, and you will feel a whole lot better. Okay, the next video will be a full day of eating, which is almost done. Probably will upload it today as well, but I just really want to thank you for your support all over the years. And you can expect, now I've said this a lot of times, but now you can really expect more material on my channel, more footage, a lot more prep information. I'm about 16 weeks out right now. So changes will be visible more and more. I'm going to show you all of it. But yes, guys, thanks for the support. Thanks for watching the video. And just don't forget to stay